What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our match reaction here on Anfield Agenda after a finish Spurs 1, Liverpool 0 in the first leg of the League Cup semi-final. Lots to speak about from the game. We're going to talk about the shocking performance from Liverpool tonight, which was nowhere near acceptable. Off the back of another shocking performance against Manchester United, which was also nowhere near acceptable. We're going to be asking what on earth we're going to do to stop this, what we're going to do to be proactive in the January market, and of course, we're going to have a chat about that refereeing decision as well. I'm not going to mention the penalty on Jones in the end, because it is what it is, but I think it's very fair and valid to just point to the fact that that refereeing decision to not give the second yellow card, whether you like Liverpool, hate Liverpool, or think anything in between, you know in your heart to heart it was a yellow card. You know the kid should have been off the pitch. And I guess for us what sucks is Costas was off getting treatment, and then the same player that should have been off scores the goal. But you got to talk about this. We deserved nothing from the game. Let's be fair about that. We were terrible. And that's more concerning to me than losing a game 1-0 there in the first leg of the semi, because every season we go through the same stuff. Every season we go through the same heartache with these owners. And every season we're stuck in the January window looking at a potential injury catastrophe and a wobble, and our owners don't give a damn enough to do anything about it. Jordan Hunnable said, didn't do enough to win the game, done by the ref at Spurs again, massive game in the Premier League next. Oh mate, look, 100% agree, did nothing to deserve to win that game. I've got no argument on that front whatsoever. It was a shocking performance from start to finish, and it didn't matter once we made the changes. We were wasteful in the final third. And that's kind of where the focus should be here. You know, any singular game and refereeing decision, we'll talk about it again. Where he's cracking up. Who's cracking up? Are you... Like, I know people want to come in and laugh and want to come in and think I'm losing the shit, but I'm not, as you can clearly see. So I don't know who's cracking up. Just admit you're a dickhead and move on. I'm here talking about the actual game. Anyway, to get back to some sense of reality, yeah, Arne has to look at this and think we need some changing. We need some freshening up. We need to bring in some bodies, because that's an unacceptable performance to back up an unacceptable performance against Manchester United as well. Tom said, what a crap performance by the referee. 2 blatant penalties, decisions missed, and a blatant red card. The only one that I'm concerned about and annoyed about was the red card one, of course, because that wasn't even debatable. You know, I'll give you my honest view on it, and I have to say, I thought Diaz dived for the first yellow card. I don't think Bergvale should have gotten the yellow for that. I've said it at the time. You can go back and watch during the game, and I'm saying it now. But that doesn't mean that the ref can re-referee the game. He's given him the yellow card, and he clearly fouls Costas because the ref waves an advantage on, and then he doesn't go back to book him. And that's just not doing your job. And whether you hate Liverpool or want to laugh at us or not, that's just not doing your job. A draw probably would have masked over our own deficiencies in that game, and we were shocking. But let's be honest about this. You're all part of the football and fraternity and family. You all should want and deserve better from the referees that you see week in and week out, whether you're a United fan, Chelsea fan, Liverpool fan, Spurs fan, or anybody else. And to laugh and mock about it just gives them the fuel and ammunition to allow this shit to continue on. I've been saying it for 4 years now, and some people just don't seem to want to talk about it. But by coming in and piling on to Liverpool and having a laugh at us, I get it. I understand your point. But it's going to happen over and over again. And if these referees are empowered to get away with this shit, it's going to just ruin the product. All around. It's us this week. It'll be you next week. It'll be someone else the week after. And it just becomes galling and tiring, because it's not a difficult decision. It's not hard to do the right thing. And they didn't. And however you want to react after that, that's up to you. But let's be frank about it. The referee shit the bed again. And it's difficult when it's the second time inside that stadium that it's happened to us. But I guess people that don't like Liverpool are going to just come in and just laugh at it because they don't really care about the game in the big scheme of things, which, again, is everyone's own personal business. Stevie Boy said, need some incomings urgently in January. I know. I agree, mate. But you're going to get the old hold your nerve bollocks that we get every year from the sycophants that defend FSG's ownership of the club. Referee decision aside from today, let's be honest about it and say we were terrible. And that concerns me more than another terrible refereeing decision, which I'm almost expecting in the PGMOL. So my concern is at our form and us not being good enough. And as you've said, there's great shouts there as to why Salah stayed on the pitch when he looked tired. I get you always think that, you know, Salah's that man and can make something happen and change, but what we lacked today at times was intensity and energy. And you've got a Chiesa there who hasn't played many minutes. Give him a run for the last 10 or 15 at least. Why is Salah not withdrawn? Gakpo was better. Well, as I was just touching on, my man, I don't know, because Mo looked a little bit leggy, which again is understandable with the amount of football he's played, but I don't know why the manager doesn't make certain decisions and why he does. But I thought Trent did okay when he came on, to be fair to him. I certainly thought we looked more dangerous when Trent was on. He was unlucky not to score, put in some decent deliveries. So yeah, better from Trent than I've seen against United anyway. It's Elliott that frustrates me. Why is he not giving Elliott chances? Elliott has shown in games like that where maybe we're not able to figure out a way to pass our way through or whatever. He has a bit of guile and a bit of enthusiasm that would at least inject some energy into it. And let me say this about Luis Diaz. He was a disgrace. He dived twice. And I got to call that out. Because I know he's one of our boys and I love him and he's a brilliant player. But he blatantly dived twice in that game. And I don't like seeing it because it's trying to cheat and win cheap penalty kicks. The first yellow for Bergvale, I thought he rode the challenge and then jumped to the ground. And the one he fell down where Pedro Porro was going after him was nothing short of a disgrace. Porro didn't go near him and Diaz threw himself to the ground. DF said we were not robbed. No, we were, mate. We were. We didn't deserve to win. But there's no way Bergvale should have been on the pitch. And I don't understand, as a rational person, how you can think otherwise. It's not the reason we lost the game. It's a huge chunk of it. But don't come in here with the barefaced fucking cheek to tell me that that wasn't a yellow card. I've been honest all the way through today. I thought the first one shouldn't have been a yellow Diaz dive, but he gave it and it can't be taken back. So the second one was clear cut, clear as you like, straightforward yellow card. And if you don't think that that's the correct answer, I don't know what to say or why you're even here to debate it. Just say you're here to laugh at us and move on. But it was a yellow card every day of the week. And what makes it even more infuriating is our boys off the pitch getting treatment for the foul and the lad who should have been sent off sticks it in the back of the net. And if that isn't being robbed, I don't know what is. But everyone's entitled to their own opinion, no matter how stupid that opinion might be. The Liverpool players look leggy today, probably dead from carrying Trent, Robbo, Diaz and Jones last game against United. The midfield was dead. Shame there's not much quality to rotate. It all comes back to the transfer window and not bringing in the bodies that I spoke about. It's easy when we're winning the league and we're ahead. I get it. It's easy to think everything's great and we're flying and don't be talking about transfers, Craig, or don't be getting negative on it. But it's also really frustrating, right, as Liverpool fans, when we see the same stuff every season. You know, we have a great start, fatigue and tiredness sets in, injuries crop up, we get leggy, and we don't act in the market, and we have the same problem when we fall away. And we talk about it every year, and we discuss it on the channel every year, and we call it out every year, but still the happy clappers come in and tell us all, what are you moaning about? We're top of the league. And I can only keep repeating myself. It's a disgrace that these owners run the club the way they do. And this is the outcome of continuously playing the same players. So until more people get on board and start calling out the cheapness, this is what you're going to get. And don't buy the shit about, I can't improve, there isn't better players out there, and all this other horse shit that we get told. It's nonsense. And it just, again, covers up the cheapness, which is frustrating. But it is what it is. We know we can turn this around, so we don't need to be dramatic about this. The performance needs to improve. Look, we can turn it around 100%. It's one game of a two-game semi-final. It's only one goal in it. That can absolutely be turned around. But what I would say to you is, Lewis, it's unacceptable to have back-to-back poor performances. It just is. And we were shit against United, and we backed that up with a very poor performance at Spurs. And whatever else happens there today, that's the angering part for me, is that 2 games in a row now, we haven't put it right.